Hello, I'm Laura Bowers, Senior Licensing Manager with Funimation Entertainment.
And I'm Jill Hilton, Licensing Manager at Funimation.
So in the early days of Dragon Ball Z, the licensor provided us files to use for merchandise, but the files were basically just screenshots, which didn't allow for us to create merchandise on a large scale, size-wise. So if you wanted to create something that was much larger than, say, a pen or something like that, the quality of the image on the merchandise did not show up very well. It was a very blurry image. So we ran into issues with that, and so we were kind of left with a problem. And to resolve that problem, Funimation looked into creating vectored images for Dragon Ball Z of the screenshot images, which we went back to the licensor and worked with them for a while on this. And they were finally allowing us to create vectored images, which allowed us to create our own style guides for a time period. So at that point, we were finally able to create things like T-shirts and larger posters and even really large wall signs, things that we could blow up to a larger size. So we worked with style guides with vector images for quite a while. That has now since changed. Our licensor is actually creating wonderful style guides for us, and they create new style guides for us every year. They update and create new artwork for us every year, which is wonderful. It keeps the brand fresh and new. We always have new artwork to work with each year, so it keeps all the products fresh and new for us each year, and we're very thankful for it. Toei has done a very helpful thing here for licensees. They have a list of rules that they definitely will allow and won't allow for their images. So they've put together a quick short list here that they've provided in the style guide so licensees know what they will allow and won't allow. For instance, they will not allow you to flip the images. So if they've created an image in a certain position, you cannot flip it the opposite direction and use it on merchandise.
Another rule they have is don't use images from the internet or any other sources outside the style guide. So when our licensees actually send in products for approval, Toei has to be able to find the image in the style guide or they'll reject it.
Yeah, and they definitely don't like a disembodied head. They do not want Goku's head floating around without his body on, or they don't like the body split in half. They don't want anything kind of creepy like that.
One of my favorite things that's actually applies to most of our Japanese licensors is that it's very, very important if you're going to crop a character in any way to not crop into their eyes.
And then, for instance, they wouldn't want something out of character for a character. For instance, with Krillin here, you definitely want to put a background behind him, say, for instance, with the hearts, that doesn't really match his character. So they wouldn't want anything out of character to be put behind any character in place.
Okay, here we're looking at pages of Goku, Goku's character artwork from the Frieza and Cell sagas. So one of the interesting things and one of the most problematic things that I've encountered doing the approvals for Dragon Ball Z is that Goku's outfit changes very slightly across sagas. So as you can see in the Frieza saga, he actually has symbols on the front of his gi that you can see. And of course, those Dragon Ball Z fans will also know that he also has a symbol on his back as well. Once we get to the Cell saga, I guess he doesn't have any symbols anymore. So this tricks me up a lot of times with figure approvals, getting the right symbols and combinations right. Another thing you'll notice is that we have regular Goku versus Super Saiyan Goku, and I guess it's a product of his aura from being Super Saiyan, but his outfit gets much lighter. It's a reddish orange when he's normal Goku and almost a orange yellow color when he's Super Saiyan Goku. Early in 2012, our fantastic licensee Ripple Junction, who does our Dragon Ball Z apparel, submitted the first designs with the mention of it's over 9,000 on it. And this was a really interesting approval process because, as super fans may know, the 9,000 was actually an original mistranslation of the number, and it was supposed to be 8,000. So the author of Dragon Ball Z, the publisher of Dragon Ball Z, didn't want us to capitalize anymore on the mistranslation of 9,000. Of course, we all know that It's Over 9,000 became a huge popular meme, and that's what everyone in North America knows it as. So this was actually a 2-month discussion with Toei Animation, which besides Ripple Junction having their apparel designs mentioning over 9,000, a really interesting thing that happened was that Bandai Japan's collector toy department called Tamashii Nations, they also wanted to capitalize on the over 9,000 for Comic-Con creating a diorama of their Figuarts figures to create that iconic scene with Vegeta crushing his scouter and yelling that it's over 9,000. So with Funimation and Bandai working together in discussion with Toei, we were finally able to get the over 9,000 cleared for products, and several other licensees now, like a belt maker, belts and wristbands have also capitalized on using it's over 9,000 and the Vegeta image and Goku images that go with them.
And Toei, when they've provided the style guide to us, they've done something great. They've created some images for us to use for products that are targeted towards an older audience, where they've kind of created some darker images for merchandise here. You can see they've put some darker shading, some more, I guess, angry looking images put together, something that wouldn't necessarily look good on younger, youthful products, but something that you would see for an older adult audience.
These transformation pages are mostly informational for our licensees, just so they can understand the evolution of the characters better and can help them make better product according to that. But one specific thing that we encounter with different designs is that one of the rules we have to follow is that characters can't typically be repeated in one design unless you're showing every stage of their transformation. So you can't have 2 regular Gokus in a design because there aren't 2 Gokus. There's just one Goku. But you could have Goku and then Super Saiyan Goku and then Super Saiyan level 3 Goku all together in one design.
Thanks for allowing us to share some of our time with you and you sharing some of your time with us. Hope this answered maybe some of your questions about what goes on in the approval process for merchandise and what it's all about. And thanks for being a fan.
And I just wanted to add that I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the business-to-business stuff that goes on between us, our licensees, and our wonderful licensor, Toei Animation, including the wonderful images and guide that they provide us to help us make the best product possible. And we really enjoyed talking to you.
Yep, thanks.